Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another great Lunch and Learn. I'm your host, Alexa Francis House, here with the Purchasing Division. And today we have Chantel Parets here with from Human Resources that is here to tell you all about your benefits. Now, raise your hand if you feel like your benefits here in Broward County are important to you. Okay, everybody's hand should be up, right? So we're truly excited to have her. Let me tell you a little bit about her. I'm going to ask her to go ahead and come on camera so you can see who we're referring to. Um, there she is. All right, so Chantal is a human resources generalist with Broward County, specializing in employee benefits, wellness, and employee engagement. She's passionate about helping employees understand and maximize the value of their benefits so they can make informed decisions that improve their financial, physical, and overall well-being. With a background in human resources, employee benefits, and sales, Chantal combines strategic thinking with a people-first approach to create engaging educational programs that connect employees with the resources available to them. She has led benefit roadshows, lunch and learns, like we're doing today, and outreach initiatives designed to increase awareness and participation across the organization. She's earned both her PHR and SHRM CP certifications and is committed to continuous professional development. And drawing from her own transformative wellness journey, she is dedicated to inspiring others to invest in themselves, plan for their future, and thrive both personally and professionally. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Chantal for the rest of today's presentation. As always, guys, if you have any burning questions, please feel free to type those in the chat and we'll address those at the end. Thank you, guys. Chantal.
Thank you, Alexa. Hopefully everyone can see my screen and hear me and see me. If yes, if you can just give me a thumbs up or confirmation there, I'd appreciate that. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. So it's a pleasure for me to be here. One of the reasons I came to work for Broward County are because of the amazing benefits that we have. And I've been in this capacity now for going on 3 years. One thing, I would first come out to the agencies. I service about 17 agencies and about 1,500 employees. I have a whole team here and they service their own entities as well. Is that a lot of our employees don't advocate for themselves and they really aren't smart consumers when it comes to the benefits. So just like we take advantage of BOGOs and Black Friday and promo codes, my intent is to make us more aware on how to utilize the benefits to save money and to make sure that we're really taking advantage of all of the amazing amenities that we have instilled in our benefits. So we're going to go on a road show. And what's interesting about this is that you're going to receive an interactive map. And the interactive map is going to look just like this. Excuse me, just one second. Sorry about that. It's going to look just like this. And you're going to have pinpoints that you're going to be able to go back and then do the actionables. You're going to have a Q&A sheet that's going to tell you exactly what to do. So I'm going to share some tips and trades today, but you don't have to remember everything because we've created a guide that's going to help you. And the same map that you're going to receive when you click on each of these pinpoints is going to take you directly to each website. So it's going to make the process as easy and seamless as possible. So today on our road trip, the first stop that we're going to be doing is medical. And for medical, there's a few pointers that I'm going to ask you to be aware of. For hospital affiliated urgent cares, make sure that you try to stay away from them because they can charge you like a hospital. So go to MD Now and Corna. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but nonetheless, there's a list and you'll be getting that in the Q&A call to order sheet. For HSA, HSA is literally one of the most underutilized resources. It has we're not seeing the screen roadmap. Are you seeing a tile that says medical?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so the roadmap was this one. I'll go back to it just in case. And then now I'll move forward here. Okay. The roadmap will come in an email, and it'll be interactive with the sheet that's gives you all of the things that we want you to do for each pinpoint on your own roadmap, because you guys are going to be building your own level of success and creating your own map. So for HSA, triple tax savings lowers your taxable income, goes in tax free, lowers your tax, and then you can earn interest on your tax free money. I see people that come to see me with a lot of money in their HSA accounts, and they're able to retire much sooner than other employees that have not been utilizing this asset. So it's another vessel for retirement. I heard statistics that if you put the IRS allotted amounts in an HSA account and you don't touch it, you just put it into the investment account and you don't utilize it, you pay for your own medical expenses, that over a 30-year career span, you can have $1 million in your HSA account. And what's kind of interesting about that is that you can then go back, you can save your receipts, you can scan them, and then start reimbursing yourself for all of the different uh, previous medical expenses that you had. So it's a great vessel. You're going to get instructions on that. This year, you get 20 free virtual visits. I highly recommend that you utilize that. You're going to get a flyer on how to do that. No deductible. If you have any family on the plan, they're also going to each get 20 free virtual visits. So this is a way for you to save a lot of money. We want to be smart consumers when it comes to healthcare. And then I'll just share a personal bit. When I go to my primary doctor, I make sure that I have them send my labs ahead of time so that way I don't have to go back and get the diagnostic. They can do that. You just have to advocate for yourself and ask. Of course, we have United Healthcare as our provider. Chris and Sergio are our United Healthcare advocates. I call them our concierge service. Highly recommend that you utilize them, that you get an explanation of benefits, and that you get detailed information, that you just don't blindly pay for services. For instance, I had to have a procedure. I go to Holy Cross. Holy Cross sent me to a Holy Cross affiliated place. And when I used the concierge, Chris and Sergio, our advocates, they sent me to a freestanding clinic, and I paid 200 versus 1,300 that I was quoted. So make sure that you're being savvy in that department, and the homework that we're going to give you, or you're creating your own map, is going to have tools on how to make sure that you're taking advantage of all of those resources. So for wellness, that's our next roadmap. We're going to another destination. For wellness, it's important that we focus on this, because yes, we're going to have a lot of money in hopefully our HSA accounts and our retirement accounts. But if we are not healthy enough to utilize this retirement plan or reach that final destination, then unfortunately, we're not going to be able to enjoy that next phase in our lives. So we have an amazing wellness program here. I recommend that you make sure you take advantage of the Optum Engage. If your spouse or domestic partner is on the insurance, they can also download the app and earn up to $300, and yourself $300. Statistics show that only 30% of our population is actually earning the $300, which is baffling to me. I feel like walking around and just getting people's phones and start doing the things myself and shopping, because it's so easy. And some of the things are self-attestation. There's quarterly rewardable events on the events page. There's a lot of really fun things that you can do. I know I did the corporate run, and there's the American Heart Association walk, and all types of really great things. You can really immerse yourself with staff. You can bring your family. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Of course, in the wellness category, we have a nurse practitioner, and we also have a nutritionist. When I first joined the county, I was way heavier, and I had high cholesterol and high blood pressure. I utilized both of those services. I've lost a ton of weight with first the events page, doing the Zumba and all the different amenities that we have on there. There's stretching, and there's chair yoga. And then I joined One Pass. So if you have our healthcare, it's a gym membership program. So you'll be getting information and all of these different wellness amenities, but I highly recommend that you utilize these free resources that we have at our disposal. Deferred comp. So we talked about HSA, but deferred comp is another vessel for retirement. So we work for the FRS, an FRS entity. The county is already contributing so much for us to participate in FRS. The fact that our county administration is doing a match for deferred comp is actually unheard of in government. So I highly recommend that all employees at least sign up with one of the vendors. You can sign up with all three if you'd like and take advantage of the match. You can still do that to this day. We have Bright House, which is sort of an annuity product. And then we have Mission Square and Nationwide. And then you would send a form if you don't have an account. If you do have an account, you can go into PeopleSoft and increase it. The homework or the map creation is going to give you the IRS allotted amounts that we recommend that you try to increase or do a percentage. In addition to that, we're going to try to help you enhance that. There's guided pathways and self-directed brokerage with these type of accounts. I'm not a day trader yet. I'm trying to learn the market and improve in that area. So I also don't have a lot of time. I pay Mission Square and Nationwide a small percentage and they manage my accounts. I'm not a financial planner and I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you, but once I did that, I went from a 10% return to 21% return. So for me, it was definitely worth it. And so we're sending you tools on how to do that. For the HSA, we're going to be sending you a link on how to invest. Just watch the video and then go into the portal and set up the investments, because again, now we know that this is another huge vessel for retirement. So those are additional places that you should be putting money. And then of course, because we work for Broward County, we have the Florida Retirement System. The Florida Retirement System portal and the website is totally underutilized. It's myfrs.com. You're going to get all the information. I highly recommend that you set up an appointment with Ernst & Young. They're one of the largest financial institutes. They can help you with any aspect of your life. If it's at the beginning, paying off student debt, how do I get out of debt? Can you help me create a budget? All of these different things. They can see if you're on the right trajectory towards retirement. If you're in the investment plan, they have all these different tool calculators, so they can actually calculate, based off what you're making now in 15 years with common trends, and that you'll have this amount in your investment account. We're providing you a checklist for the pension plan and for the retirement plan, investment plan, things that you should be doing actively throughout your career for both accounts. There's an FAQ in the resources tab for FRS. There's so many pre-populated questions in this section. You learn so much by just kind of hovering over it. There's a live chat. And then of course, everyone likes to reiterate to me that they do not have free time to watch webinars, or that the ones that we host are during work hours. Well, there's pre-recorded webinars embedded through the FRS portal about very important topics like investing, Social Security in your retirement, income tax planning, and those you can watch at the leisure of your, from your phone at any time. Again, this goes back to advocating for ourselves. We watch Netflix, we prioritize whatever interests we have, but these are the things that are going to help us have more money in the future and actually create a plan so that when we retire, we're not surprised. And Mission Square and Nationwide, they also have a bunch of webinars all the time. And right now they're actually hosting a live event. If you're also getting near Medicare age, There's a bunch of Medicare workshops as well. We need to be informed consumers because these topics can be a little bit complex and there's a lot of taboo around them. So we need to normalize them, strip them down, ask the questions, set up an appointment with your benefits generalist and work on your plan if you need guidance. But what we're going to be providing you is already a template. Now you're going to be the one that needs to put some action there. So then, of course, I absolutely love my job. I get to welcome all the new hires. I get to come out here and meet staff and talk to them about the amazing benefits that we have. The fact that the county is matching us $2,000 on deferred comp, subsidizing 93% of our healthcare costs, contributing to our health savings account, contributing as much as they do for us to be in FRS. But one of the things I don't enjoy doing is having a grieving family member in my home, in my office, and having to console them and tell them that in addition to my empathy for their loss, that the employee did not have their beneficiaries set up. So there's 4 places that you need to set up your beneficiaries. We in PeopleSoft, it's a global program, don't house that information. The verbiage is there, but a lot of people get the misconception. So you actually have to go into FRS and set up your beneficiaries, your deferred comp accounts. So Nationwide, Mission Square, or Bright House. Task, because we already established that if we do the task correctly, we can have a lot of money in that account, which is our third-party administrator for our HSA account, HRA, FSA, etc. And then, of course, last but not least, the standard, which is our life insurance. So 4 places that we need to make sure that we update that so that we are working on our map and making sure that we're moving forward with that. So again, you're going to receive an interactive map and it's going to have these pinpoints and you're going to have some homework. Every time people come around me, they're like, Chantel, you give me so much to do, but it's for your benefit. So this was our Q1 roadshow. And then today you guys are very lucky because we are starting our Q2 roadshow. And this is actually the first time that we're presenting it. And as you can see, it's our beautiful Broward County. We have new destinations and we're going to explore what's possible. So we're going to move forward here. Obviously, those of you that just joined did not have time to do all of the things that we had requested, but we have disseminated that first roadshow across the county. I have to my 17 agencies. So a lot of our employees have already been working on it, and I can attest to this. They've been scheduling appointments with me and they've been holding themselves accountable and they've been saying, you know, I did the 20 free virtual visits. I'm saving money. Chantel, Manali says to me, she's our nutritionist, I've never had so many referrals, but she tells the employees, don't think you're going to have success and lose a bunch of weight if you're not doing everything, which is sleeping. There's a sleep a wellness event this week on the page. If you can still sign up for it. Drinking water, you know, it's well-rounded. But nonetheless, a lot of employees are actually working on their plan. So it is working and I'm super excited. So today we're going to explore dental, vision, legal insurance, life insurance, and long-term disability, supplemental income protection. We're going to be stopping at each location. Each opportunity represents an opportunity for you to work on your map and different stages of your life. Our first stop on today's road trip is dental. So I hope that by now everyone was aware that we did have a change effective June 1st, 2026. Humana is no longer the provider, and United Healthcare is the only provider. So a few things happened there. You had an opportunity to go into the system and make changes. If you did not, whatever you had remained the same, but Humana is no longer the provider, and the new provider is going to just be United Healthcare. So if you're on the DHMO, it went to United Healthcare. What's important about that is that you need to update your cards with your providers. A lot of people have been calling. They've been like, oh my goodness, my Humana card doesn't work. Well, yes, because effective June 1st, it changed to United Healthcare. So you should have already received your card in the mail. If you did not, for whatever reason, you can always go into My UHC and request another card. And of course, we have Chris and Sergio that work on site that can provide you a card. If you had the PPO, it just remained the same, and so forth. One little tip is a lot of people have been calling me and saying, Chantel, my new United Healthcare dental card does not have my dependents' names on it. That's accurate. It's not going to provide that information. It's just going to have the employee's name. So if you have dependents, they would utilize your card for their services. Okay, so just make sure you update that. And don't confuse your dental, if you have our United Healthcare insurance, do not confuse the dental rider and the vision rider with dental and vision insurance. Those are separate amenities embedded in our healthcare plan that have nothing to do with our dental and vision, and you have different cards for it. So sometimes employees will use just the dental rider card, which is through Solace, and it's not the same. So again, we have to be able to differentiate these things and advocate for ourselves and be smart consumers with what cards we're using and if we're going to in-network providers. And just a little bit of a tidbit, it's going to be like a road trip enhancement, is that dental is a way that we can screen any diseases and so forth. So make sure you're getting your dental routine checkups. I don't know about you guys, but the dentist situation is a little absurd. Every time I go, I get nervous. One way that I've been able to avoid that is by doing routine dental checkups. I go every 3 months, and then I'm able to get the free additional 2 dental cleanings with my rider. So that's 5 cleanings a year, and that seems to be helping me. And then, of course, for the HMO plan, there is a set fee schedule. So you want to make sure that you ask your dentist for an explanation of benefits, and that before you have them, quote, before you pay, that you look at the set fee schedule and that it's the same contracted rate. So we want to be smart when it comes to these different things. Now that we've taken care of our smiles, let's continue down the road and focus on another part of our health, which is our vision. So our next destination is vision. Broward County's vision benefits are provided through Humana. So we still have Humana for one vendor, and it's vision. Giving employees access to routine eye exams, prescription eyewear, and additional vision care services. Regular eye exams are about much more than updating your glasses or contact lenses. They can also help detect early signs of health conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and other medical concerns. I got my Meta glasses with my vision. Make me very happy. I get to listen to music all day. I don't record and so forth, but the music aspect of it makes me happy. Oh, and being able to talk on the phone through my glasses without having to actually pick up the phone or stick anything in my ears is another very nice feature. The only thing that's kind of awkward is sometimes if you're conversating, people don't see anything in your ears and they will start speaking to you. And then it's like, I'm talking. And it's kind of, but I guess we'll get used to it just like we got used to the headsets. So eligible preventative vision visits can also earn rewards through Optum Engage. So if you go to the dentist, that's a rewardable event through the Rally. Well, it used to be Rally Optum Engage, making it even more rewardable to stay proactive about your health. So is the vision. Whether you wear glasses, contacts, or simply want to maintain your eye health, now is a great time to schedule your annual eye exam. We've seen how important preventative care can be. Our next destination is about protecting another important part of our life, your legal well-being. Road trip tip: schedule your annual eye exam even if your vision hasn't changed. So life insurance. I did say, yes, life insurance. As we continue our journey through Broward County, as we've arrived in one of Florida's most treasured places, the Everglades, just like the Everglades quietly protect one of the world's most unique ecosystems, life insurance quietly protects the people who matter most to us. Broward County partners with the Standard to provide life insurance options designed to help protect your loved ones if the unexpected happens. One of the most important things you can do is review your beneficiary designations regularly. Marriage, the birth of a child, purchasing a home, or take other family changes are all good reminders to make sure your beneficiaries are current. It's also important to review your coverage amounts as your life changes and your financial responsibilities grow. For many families, life insurance is about creating wealth. Isn't about creating wealth. It's about replacing income when your family needs it most. So don't overpay. Like, it's great to have life insurance, but as you get older, it gets more expensive. And typically by then, if your income were to stop, God forbid, or if you were to have an emergency and it were to stop, then maybe you don't need so much life insurance. You could be overpaying it. So we always recommend that you assess that. Ask yourself one simple question. If my paycheck stopped tomorrow, who would miss it? If you're unsure how much coverage is right for you, you can have Ernst & Young do an assessment for you, and they can help you determine the amount of coverage that best fits your needs. In addition to your life insurance coverage, the Standard also provides valuable service such as travel assistance program and bereavement benefits. So you're going to receive a QR for that. I highly recommend it. You're traveling, you lose your passport, they steal your luggage, you have no money. Just because you have life insurance, they will be able to assist you. They have a program embedded through that. We automatically get free 50,000, and then you have the option to do an additional optional insurance. It breaks in increments of 25,000 and it goes up to 300,000. Just keep in mind that whatever you're at, you can only increase or decrease in increments of 25,000. So taking just a few minutes today to review your beneficiaries and your coverage can provide lasting peace of mind for tomorrow. At our last stop, we talked about protecting the people who depend on you through life insurance with the Standard. As we continue our journey, let's take another way the Standard helps protect us. So this is legal insurance. We have U.S. legal. I think there was a mix-up there on slides. I apologize for that. Welcome to our next stop. We'll get to the long-term disability. But for legal insurance, welcome to our legal insurance. Life is full of important milestones, and many of those moments can come with legal decisions. Whether you're purchasing a home, creating a will, planning your estate, or preparing for the future, having access to trusted legal guidance can make all the difference. Broward County offers U.S. legal services, providing employees and their families with affordable access to experienced attorneys for a wide variety of personal legal matters. Your plan also includes valuable resources such as a legal document library, giving you access to commonly used legal forms and documents, as well as a financial restoration service, which can provide assistance if you become the victim of identity or theft. If you've ever needed to hire an attorney, you know that it can easily cost you $5,000 to get an attorney on retainer. This only costs you $773 a paycheck, which is like $225 a year. Highly recommend it. You should see the amount of people that call me and say, "Hey, Chantel, can I add the legal insurance?" I'm like, "No, if you don't have it now, you can't." And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have their affairs in order. I can attest to that. So I highly recommend that you consider getting the legal insurance and that you make sure that this is part of your plan, that you have all your ducks in a row. Long-term disability. As we continue our road trip, we've arrived at the beach. Just like this boardwalk helps people navigate the shoreline, Long-term disability helps provide a path forward when life takes an unexpected turn. Most of us insure our homes, our vehicles, and even our cell phones. But one of our greatest financial assets is our ability to earn a paycheck. If your serious illness, if a serious illness or injury prevents you from working for an extended period, long-term disability can help replace a portion of your income while you focus on your recovery. Many long-term disabilities are caused by illness or medical conditions, not workplace accidents. If one of those benefits, if one of those things would happen to you, then you would want to make sure that you can take this unexpected detour. They say the statistics show that 1 out of every 10 people will have some kind of disability. So a road trip tip for this is protect your paycheck. It's one of your greatest financial assets. Supplemental income protection. So as we roll into our final major stop on today's benefits road trip, we're focusing on a group of benefits designed to protect something essential, your income. Life doesn't always follow the map. And when an accident, illness, or hospital stay suddenly appears on your route, supplemental income protection from the standard helps you financially steady while you recover. For supplemental income protection gives you cash paid benefits for accident, critical illness, and hospital indemnity. You can use the money however you need, bills, recovery, or everyday expenses. Enrollment and cancellation, you can only enroll during open enrollment. You can cancel at any time. This is the only benefit. You can enroll directly with the vendor, not through PeopleSoft. And just remember that some employees used to have the cancer plan. That's with Allstate. That's not available for the future, but if you have it, then no problem. Just continue to pay it. It's a grandfathered plan. So supplemental income protection is another great way to make sure that you stay on track. Your journey, our promise, benefits that drive you forward. So we discussed dental, vision, legal insurance, life insurance, long-term disability, and supplemental income. At Broward County, we're committed to supporting you every mile of the way. Better benefits, brighter futures. Let's keep moving forward together. We care, we support, we empower. Thank you for being the heart of Broward County. And then you are also going to be receiving this interactive map for this second roadshow. So when you click on each pinpoint, it's going to give you 3 things that we recommend you do. So at the completion of this initiative, you're mapping out your own future and you're really working on the things that you need for your life. So we are going to give you a lot of homework and a lot of things. We're open to scheduling appointments, but that's the completion of both of the road shows. I've never done 2 back to back. I do apologize for any little hiccups. And if we have time, I'm available for questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Chantal, for your presentation. If you could please, if you could share with us the links or whatever to Roadshow 1 and Roadshow 2 so that anyone who's new or anyone who maybe didn't get an opportunity to participate could do so. And then at this time, I will go ahead and kind of mosey on through the comments. Let's see what kind of questions you guys have. So the first question I see here is, can you start FSA anytime during the year, or is it only during open enrollment?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for a flexible spending account, which the only way that you can have a flexible spending account is if you have the consumer-driven health plan, you can only sign up during open enrollment. And if you elect to contribute, let's say $1,000, it's tied to a qualifying event if you ever want to stop it. It's confined to what you say you're going to start contributing. You can only cancel if you have a qualifying event. An HSA is slightly different because you can stop contributing, increase, the account's yours. You can do pretty much whatever you'd like. So I would highly recommend, if you're ever going to dabble into a flexible spending account or a flexible dependent account, that you reach out to your generalist and get some guidance on that, because it's also use it or lose it. So if you pledge a certain amount of money and you don't have enough medical expenses to substantiate the claims, that money is not going to be refunded to you. It's not like an HSA where it rolls over. So to answer your question, you can only enroll during open enrollment, and that would begin in January. And the only way it would stop is if you have a qualifying event. Of course, if you're a new hire, then that's a different scenario because your benefits just became eligible. So
Okay. Next question is, what is the name of the company for life insurance benefits? I see Connie put it here, but I didn't know if you wanted to elaborate a little bit more
yes,
on the standard.
so it's The Standard. That's the name of the life insurance company. So we get 50,000 for free with them, and then you have the option to do an additional optional life insurance. If you have optional life insurance, you can also have dependent life insurance and spousal life insurance. So those are the intricacies of the life insurance. Is that it's The Standard? That's the name of the company.
Okay. There was a question here about the cleanings, and I guess they were asking, since you were saying you do 3 cleanings, cleaning every 3 months, how many total cleanings are like covered under our benefits?
So if you have the HMO or the PPO, regardless, which now the provider is United Healthcare for both, you get 3 free cleanings with both. And then if you have our healthcare, because remember, we're on a Section 125 cafeteria plan, so you can have dental and not have healthcare. So if you have our healthcare plan, because of our amazing purchasing team, you guys really negotiate some really great amenities for us when you're doing our contracts. And one of the amenities is that we have a dental rider, which gets us 2 additional free dental cleanings and a discount on some fillings. And in addition to that, we have a free vision rider embedded through our healthcare plan if you're enrolled, which gets you 1 contact, 1 glasses visit, and an additional 40% off glasses. So I'll be
Okay.
sending, I'll provide you those resources on how to utilize the rider, because that's already embedded in this roadmap. It's genius because you just click on it and it takes you to all these little things that we're talking about.
Very cool. Next question. Does EY offer investment review and tax planning services to county employees?
Yes.
Okay, and then will the county consider a long-term care insurance policy that is portable? And does the standard offer a long-term care policy?
So are we talking long-term care for if when you retire, you can our insurance, life insurance is portable. When you say long-term care, you're talking about assisted living and those type of things, correct?
Jackie, if you're still on, did you want to come off mute and kind of clarify your question?
Regardless, at this point, life insurance is portable when you retire. You can take it, or when you leave, even if like you resign or whatever the circumstances are. Long-term care, assisted living, all that type of stuff, we don't offer that benefit at this time. I'm not sure if down the road that's, something that we would be open to, but that's not a product that we offer.
Okay, so what you're saying is in terms of our life insurance, if someone resigns, if they get another job somewhere else, they're able to bring it with them?
They would have to contact The Standard, and then there's a portability process. Obviously, they're not going to be on the same policy as us because our policy is tied to our group,
Mhm.
our employment. But yes, they would be able to do the conversion and be able to keep the insurance.
Okay. Next question. Can you have more than one deferred comp account?
Yes, absolutely. I highly recommend it as well. I have 2. Definitely.
What are some common ones that we can do? Do you have any examples?
So the deferred comp, we have Nationwide. We have
Mhm.
Mission Square. These both work the same. They have loan provisions. It's traditional into the stock market and so forth. They have the managed accounts, which is what I was conveying, that me personally, when I started doing that, my investments went up a lot. And then with the only other company that we have that is Bright House, and that's a fixed annuity product. So it's just a certain percentage. It doesn't work like the other ones with the stock market. And I highly recommend that if you have deferred comps, 450, we have 457B because we work for government. If you worked for school, it would have been 401A. If you worked for the private sector, it would be 401K. That you can convert all these accounts. So reach out to our reps and consolidate accounts and merge everything. Also for FRS, if you worked in military or if you worked in another municipality in a different state, I would highly recommend that you contact them and see if any of that time is convertible. Because sometimes you can, do a process and get some extra time for the services that maybe you did in another place.
Okay. Is there a posted listing of rewardable activities for Rally Engage?
Yes, there is. So it's all on the benefits page. And when we go there, I'd be happy to show you if, I don't know, but if you go, I'll include it. If you go into the benefits page under well-being, they have all of the different quarterly events. Was the question for Optum Engage?
I believe that's what they're referring to.
Okay.
They're calling it Rally Engage, but we know that
So
Rally is kind of gone.
Yeah, Rally is gone, so the new name is Optum. There's not like a list per se that are on a website, because if you log into the account, everything shows up there, and it will tell you what is rewardable. And if you have the app, the same thing, it shows you. So there's not a list. I can find out with United Healthcare if that's something that I can obtain, and I will circle back with you if I can get that for you.
Okay. How do we receive the rider information?
The writer information, well, first we can get it through our United Healthcare advocates, but I'm going to do a follow-up, and it's already embedded in the program that we've created with the roadmaps. So we're going to disseminate this information, and you're going to have access to it by just clicking on this little dental tab, because the map you're going to get is interactive, and it takes you to all of the resources that we're talking about. And then you get a really interesting sheet that tells you all the different things that we want you to do for each pinpoint. And my recommendation is at least do one thing for each pinpoint. But if you want to be an overachiever and really want to make sure that you're on track, do the 3 things that we're asking that you complete for each pinpoint. So we make it super easy for you. And then I am still the purchasing representative. So by all means, if anybody would like to meet with me, I'll be happy to allocate time and to make sure that you're working on your map and that you're taking advantage of all of these amenities.
Okay, and the last question I'm seeing here, because we are at 12:46 now, which is at the end of our time.
Yeah.
Can you roll an existing outside annuity to Bright House? And I think you just explained that.
I know for sure that you can contact the vendor and find out what the process is. There might be some restrictions, but the way that you're going to do that is by contacting Bright House and asking and filling out the forms and so forth, and they'll let you know. Typically, you can roll over, convert plans, but I'm not sure the intricacies of the annuities. So definitely reach out to Bright House. It's Richard or Dahlia. Those are our reps, and you'll have their contact info as well to be able to find out.
Okay, so everyone, let's go ahead and give Chantel a round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing with us all this great benefits information. We're looking forward to getting our roadmaps to success in employee benefits. If you guys have any additional questions, Chantal is going to provide us with some supporting documentation after this call that you can use to kind of help you figure out, map out what you need to do next. And if you guys have any additional questions, you can reach out to me via purchasing training, or Chantal, when she sends us the information, we'll also receive her contact information. So thank you guys for joining today's Lunch and Learn. Continue lunching and learning, and have a good afternoon. Thanks.
Thank you for having me. Take care.